Shocking news. Harry and Meghan have quietly divorced. Hello, friends. Welcome to breaking royal news about the notorious hypocritical couple, Harry and Meghan Markle, on our Royal Trust channel. Is there a time when Harry and Meghan got divorced but they kept quiet? Recently, a newspaper page revealed Meghan's extremely comfortable life in the U.S. without Harry. Specifically, the newspaper revealed that Meghan Markle is undergoing a transformation, embracing a more public presence after a series of challenges. She's shedding her previous focus on privacy, as seen in her relaxed attitude towards appearing in photographs and engaging in everyday activities in Montecito. Despite recent setbacks, including media controversies and the end of her Spotify deal, Markle is plotting a resurgence. She's been crafting a new project, hinted to be a money-making endeavor, as she amasses a substantial Instagram following, including notable figures like Nobel Prize winner Malala. Markle's increased willingness to be photographed has revealed her commercial value and potential to create viral sales. Her recent experiences have shifted the narrative from battles over privacy to a more open and relaxed demeanor. The success of her involvement in the show Suits and her plans for future projects indicate a new chapter for Markle and Prince Harry, one that moves beyond the turbulence of the past. Despite previous controversies, Markle and Harry are forging ahead with newfound confidence and a sense of normalcy, redefining their public roles. Honestly, it made me think about something else. Is it possible for two people to get divorced and never say anything about it? This article seems very try-hard to me. Very much like Meghan is trying to put her spin on things about how they're not divorcing and they're not moving, but that they are at complete opposite ends of the spectrum in regards to everything involving their lifestyle, their relationship with the media, their decisions involving their children, etc. With some of these articles coming out about Meghan's role at Invictus, I'm also starting to wonder if she's really even involved in the project. What would be the catalyst for change with this year's games when last year she played a prominent role, and she's been a part of it nearly every year that she's been in Harry's life to my knowledge? Also, can anyone tell me what the lead-up to Harry being in Japan was like? Was there ever any hinting or insinuating that Meghan would accompany him to Japan? With Harry's lack of discussion about Meghan or his family while he has been in Japan, her barbed comments about Portia being with her at the Barbie movie while Harry stayed home with the kids, and then all of these weird, stated demands for her rider at this year's Invictus. It really makes me feel like she's being unexpectedly rejected by Harry, but doesn't want the public to know. So she's trying to make things seem like they're her idea while Harry becomes more and more indifferent towards her. Her problem is that they came out of the gate, claw in hand, talking about their love story and how it was larger than life, how their marriage was based on love and therefore more real than the other royal marriages. Harry's actions in Japan definitely are making people wonder what's up. I don't think that this marriage can be saved because it is so public, and whether or not her squaddies want to believe it, she's being publicly rejected right now. She didn't marry for the right reasons, and now that this marriage no longer makes her look good, it's kind of embarrassing for her to stay. Right now, she's just not sure what to do with Harry because he's really living his own life. Like the article even says, he would live in Botswana. Meghan wants to be famous. Harry wants privacy. Meghan doesn't. She wants to be out and about and seen. I will definitely be watching this space to see how much involvement she actually has in Dusseldorf next month. I predict that it won't be much, and that's why we have all of this flurry of puff pieces explaining it all away. Is it possible that they will be broken up, or even divorced without anyone knowing, and we just won't ever see them together again? Meghan's PR definitely seems to be broadcasting how their lives are going in separate places and how it's oh so totally Meghan's idea herself. One commenter, I really think that she gets caught off guard when she's the one who is rejected. I do believe that was her initial plan, but it seems as though Harry is icing her out. Just like how the truth has come out that they didn't really leave the British royal family as much as Queen Elizabeth II kicked them out with a nice severance package. I think Meghan is seriously scrambling right now. She wasn't prepared for Harry to check out like he seems to have done. Checked out while remaining legally married and wearing a wedding ring on the correct finger. She can demand whatever she wants. It's the courts that decide based on their income, and if she truly makes more than he does, like she allegedly bragged, she might be in for quite the surprise. Not that you said this, but too often I hear about children and child support being called a meal ticket. The vast majority of wives and mothers work full-time jobs to be able to contribute to the family budget, which makes ends meet every month. In real time, I am witnessing 50-50th splits, where there is no child support being paid whatsoever, or the woman herself is paying her ex-husband child support. But them's the breaks when you get divorced and you go through the courts. They have other things to do, so ex-husbands and ex-wives can bang on about whatever they want, but it doesn't mean they'll get it. And the only person who wins in their lawyers with the wasteful billable hours. If Harry drags this on too long and he's making more than her, no, it's not a genius move on his part. As for Meghan spilling the beans, I don't think there's anything that she could reveal that is more shameful, emasculating, or downright weird than what he already jotted down in Spare and then read to the world. And Spare has her right there with him for some of the bizarro world stories. The only thing she could have over him would be actual illegal activities, and then people would wonder why she kept that information to herself, and it would look very suspect. I think that Harry wants space, but there's a tiny bit of his pride that doesn't want William to know that he was right about the situation with Meghan. So sure, Harry can put on his wedding ring and remain legally married, and never be seen with Meghan. No sweat off his back at all. But I think Meghan will want a divorce. She will want to move on and have a new chapter of storylines available that she can't have while married. It's right there in print. Harry wants a private life in Botswana, and Meghan wants to be a star. However, in fact, the court doesn't care what Meghan demands. CA is a no-fault state. Everything earned during the marriage will be split 50-50, and if Harry has been at all smart, she won't be able to touch his inheritance. It's all very formulaic these days, with parents getting split custody in most cases. Obviously, Smart and Harry are an oxymoron. Lucky for him, inheritances are generally not considered community property in CA, so his upcoming inheritance, if he keeps it separate, is protected. But he said that they were living on his money from Diana and may not have been as conscious of the law as he should have been. He would have never listened to any advice implying that he should be mindful of his finances. She's pretty savvy, and her word salads would confuse anyone, so who knows if she talked him into something. Is property purchased during marriage with inheritance money community property in California? Assume the inheritance is cash, or became cash. The inherited property was sold and cash deposited into an account. And then the spouse who inherited the money bought other property during the marriage with that inheritance. What happens then? First, if a spouse receives an inheritance, does not commingle that money with community property money, and buys property with the inherited money, that spouse has a good argument the property is separate property. That spouse, however, may have another problem. If the spouse acquired the property with the inheritance but did not first give his or her spouse the opportunity to discuss the issue and determine whether community property funds should have purchased the property, the other spouse has an argument there was a potential breach of fiduciary duty. But if the inherited funds went into a joint account or any other account where there were community property funds and money came in and out of that account to the extent where it is more difficult to trace the remaining money months or years later as community or separate, the issue is no longer clear. In such a situation, one or both spouses may need to hire the appropriate experts, such as a forensic accountant, to conduct a tracing of community versus separate property funds in and out of the account. Commenting on the divorce of Harry and Meghan, a British expert said, "There was a while when I thought divorce was imminent, Mar, this past year, around when the Sperry tour was underway, and it seemed like she went silent. We wondered what was going on. Was she having more plastic surgery and secretly recovering? Or was she simply livid, embarrassed, and distancing herself? Yes, it seemed she wrote half, if not all of it herself, but on the other hand, it was so panned and underwhelming, his Todger became a laughingstock, like kryptonite to a narcissist. However, her response seemed to have been to split the brand and try rebranding separately with herself as an empowered, health-focused woman, Tig Goop, and a gallivanting polo, loser trophy stealer. because she seems truly so delusional to believe that if people could only just understand, so she will tell them again in another way for the 100th time with a new brand, how amazing she is and what she has overcome. So I don't think they are secretly divorced, but I think she is just that delusional. I'm starting to even wonder if there are other players involved because there's no freaking way anyone would put their chips on her, but yet the deals and WME, and it's a bit mysterious, but the train wreck is surely almost completely off the rails at this point, so I'm thinking November. But we shall see. This shit could drag on for years, and at least it gives us some fun dialogue in our community here. I feel sorry for the family and kids, though. Looking back to Harry's parents, Charles and Diana were divorced in 1996. During the last year of her life, there was drama, but it was mostly Diana drama, not Charles and Diana drama. Looking back, during the final years of her life, Diana went into a strange, dark place psychologically, which unfortunately culminated in her untimely death. If she had lived, I believe there would have been more drama, but it would mostly have been focused on Diana herself as an individual. Not Diana and Charles as a couple. Maybe more importantly, despite her delusions to the contrary, Meghan is not Diana. She doesn't have the relationship with the world that Diana did. Diana was a globally important person. The world adored Diana to the point of obsession. When Diana had drama, the world saw it and in many cases had a personal emotional reaction to it. For example, see how strongly Diana's death affected the entire world. By contrast, Meghan is not that important. The world does not adore her. Most people don't even give her a second thought. I expect that there will always be drama around Meghan because that's how she rolls. She manufactures drama and thrives on it. The problem for her is not very many people will care or even notice, and it won't be Harry and Meghan drama. It will just be Meghan drama. Harry is moving on. I believe it is 100% Harry creating physical space. I'll list the reasons I believe they're separated. Meghan hasn't been wearing her engagement ring since she wore Diana's divorce ring at Hillary Baldwin's event. Probably Harry took them. We know he was possessive of Catherine's ring. Harry has permanent rooms and places to stay away from their 16-bedroom home. He has a runaway pattern, usually to South Africa, twice now. First time not wearing his wedding ring. Then he seems to go play polo, and we see Meghan in a devastated state as a message to Harry to come home. In the interview in Japan, Harry said he'd love to live there if they had him, which was kind of weird and out of the blue, now that he's being presumed to lie in his visa application and probably kicked out of the States. Their joint appearances are planned by Meghan, making sure she's papped smiling. Harry is being told what to wear with a freshly bought shirt that Meghan didn't bother to send to iron. It was never meant for Meghan to appear in the Invictus Games. It was already known they had separate projects, and this was Harry. I believe this story was sent from Meghan's camp as her, probably last, chance to crash in a royal and bigger scale event so that she can get free royalty treatment and have her saintly show before it all goes down. What do you think about Harry and Meghan's quiet divorce? Let us know your thoughts below in the comments section. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this newsletter. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.